What is up, world? Today we're going on an adventure into the wilderness of Titan Siege. And as you see before me, there's a majestic wildebeest-like antler. Oh my god, why are you hitting me? I was meditating in front of you. Just leave me alone and I won't have to murder you if I fall off this cliff. Would that help? No? Okay. Anyways, we're about to play Titan Siege. But as this jerk just showed you, I'm gonna have to take a breather from that and murder him in a second. So let's take a look at that. It didn't have to come to this, except for the fact that this was one of the quests and I was gonna have to murder you anyways. So I guess he just got the jump on me. But with that said, Titan Siege is what we're looking at, and it is going to be a very traditional MMO style game. I mean, the bells and whistles are there, but the overall grand scheme of things, yes, this is another MMO. Now, however, there are a couple of little things that they've added to this one, except for the long travel times between quest to quest, which you'll have. They do have an auto guide where you click it and run, and then you can go get a sandwich or watch another MMOHuts video. But with that, it's not going to be too exciting all the time. There are moments where you have a lot more fighting than gathering or walking. And like I said, there's that auto run to allow you to actually go through and look at stuff as you're adventuring out and picking things up. Now, as for the action, it is going to be very kind of basic in terms of, if you're especially the warrior, the soldier, you've got to click, hit, let the fury grow, and then hit a skill, and then basic attack until he or she gets more fury, and you do another skill. I can say from playing a couple of the classes that I am actually surprised that I don't like the soldier as much because of that fury gauge. There are a couple of things and stat abilities that allow you to gain fury faster or have more health and do more damage in getting fury. But for the long run, especially if you're playing solo, you have to worry about your health a lot more than some of the other characters because you have to either hit them or get hit to gain fury, and so the closer they are, the more they can hit you. But I can still say that the soldier still makes up for it by having a lot of buffs and active abilities that bring up their health, and also they give you plenty of potions. Across the board, though, the gameplay is pretty solid. There are a couple of little things that they're working on right now in terms of translating some of the information, so you may not know what actually happens for the skills because they're not in the proper language yet. However, the other classes also have their quirks, so don't go and bash on that. They're working on it. It's going to be fixed up later on. Another little thing to mention is the music. Actually, from time to time, you will hear that it sounds like it's overlapping another track. That happens a lot. But speaking of the classes that I was mentioning, they have 5 classes and 2 genders, obviously, that none of the classes are gender locked for. So you can go through there, be the warrior, as turns out I was right about the first time. You also have your mage, priest, voodoo elementalist, and an assassin. Now your mage, kind of straightforward, your fire and ice magic user. Priest will be your healer and support. Your voodoo elementalist is actually another version of a mage, but also has a melee weapon to kind of balance both near and far battle, along with using lightning and poison abilities. Now the assassin is going to be like the warrior, just quicker and probably a little bit more suited for people who want to play as single target kind of a player, because if you see here, the warrior, these little videos that they have, really targets a lot of group targets. So it's all about what you want to play, and if you want to get a little bit more of an information on those, each one of those classes have a little video to watch, and you can kind of see what you want to do. But as for the character creation, we're going to go with the Voodoo Elementalist here and show you what they've got in terms of character creation, which is not terribly much. You can change the faces. They've got several presets, and that's all you get to really do. You get to find out if you want the cutesy one, the chick that's going to kick your butt, or what kind of a hairstyle she's got. Also very simple in terms of their presets, and really basic, but it kind of adds to the fact that you don't have to worry about nitpicking and really fine-tuning each strand of hair, or apparently finding out if you fell into a pool of dye. Same with the hair. Simple combinations of things to allow you to get a little bit of a detail to it, but not worry about getting too detailed. They also have some facial features that you can add in there, like a band-aid, a couple other things that you can twist around. But honestly, that's it. And to speed things back up, how about we look at one of the coolest things of this game, which is the Divine Wrath ability. Now there's also Divine Blessing, which is kind of a healing ability between whenever you're using other abilities, and every class has both of these. Now the Divine Wrath, however, is really good for getting rid of crabs. I mean, these crabs, not... Anyways. Now, like I said, every class has it, and you can go through. The biggest use for it is after you've started fighting people, gather a group of enemies that are going to be kind of just annoyances, and or if you're doing a quest where you have to kill a bunch of them, this will do it. But keep in mind, bigger guys don't die, so be careful of who you choose to hit in that circle. Now, like I said, on certain quests, if you're wanting to gather a whole bunch of them together and then explode, you'll take care of that quest really quick. Oh, I need this potion. Give me. And the last little bit of that is if the enemies that you're trying to get don't follow you, don't worry about it too much, because all of these Divine Wrath abilities actually have a huge AoE. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's going to wipe out a pretty good sized area, so keep that in mind also about whenever you're fighting people. Make sure you don't catch someone in the ring. Alright, now that we've talked about the classes a little bit and a little bit more of the fighting, let's talk about some of the mechanics in terms of weapon customization and stat abilities. There is a magic box that as you get more items, you can drill sockets into and place certain gems to give health buffs, attack buffs, defense buffs. You can enhance the items based on gems that you gather out in the world. You can also enhance your weapons as same as your gear, and the same actual magic box is used for all of your accessories, gear, weapons, you name it. Now, each one has certain differences, as your Enhance has certain gems that you have to use, your Refine has a different group of gems that you have to use, and you got to really be careful of what it is that you're using. Now, to keep this exciting, I'm going to kill a bear real quick with one of the more flashy characters, the Mage. If you're wanting to see the action a little bit more, that's the person to use, because like I mentioned earlier, the warrior has fury that has to build up. The mage, the priest, and the voodoo elementalist have mana, which is kind of your traditional, you use all of your abilities until you run out and hope for the best kind of a gameplay. Now, like I said, this is the flashier character with more of the explosions and kind of potentially action-y gameplay in terms of fighting, and there you go. There's dead bear. But let's go ahead and get back to the mechanics of the game. Like many MMOs, there is a pet and mount system, and this little guy right here kind of looks like a chocobo, so I feel he needs a proper name. But the pet system is very basic in terms of you get the pet eggs, you hatch the pet eggs, and then you can use the pet. Some of them have skills and abilities. You can actually give them potions to use whenever their health runs down to a certain extent. You can enhance the pets, you can feed the pets, and they also allow for you to feed them eggs of other pet eggs, and that will actually level them up and give them experience outside of battle. Now, you can only have a certain number of pets until you go to the pet store to actually purchase more pet slots, along with potentially other eggs, and the eggs are usually incredibly random. But there we go, we've summoned this little guy, and like you said, it's quite Chocobo-esque. But with that, they will follow you unless you change their status, which is up here. You can see the little color there. shows what they'll be doing, to stand by and they will actually not move. So you can summon them and let them kind of sit there, which would kind of defeat the purpose. Or you can have them attack your target, attack passively, however you want to do that. It kind of has options. But they also have mounts. Now, these majestic creatures do allow you to move faster. Some of them can fly, but they actually have a stamina bar. And so on top of being a rental, they also have limited mobility, which is kind of an interesting concept. But let's go ahead and land this majestic flying beast, and I'll show you exactly why he's so majestic. It's a unicorn. Yeah, you can be jealous now. I get to ride around on a unicorn for several thousand kilometers to my nearest next quest. Which, like I said, there's a lot of running, a lot. Now, I'm not going to show you any of that, thankfully. We're going to actually go into one of the other random quests in here. And this is one of the last things I'll be showing you, which is the Space-Time Rift, which is a completely random event. Whenever you're in the game, a orb will just magically appear depending on complete randomness. And you can enter that and go into this Space-Time Rift and eventually get a lot of cool loot. However, the monsters in this level up dramatically. From whatever your level at, they will increase very rapidly. I mean, I've only killed about 5 of them, and now I'm meeting things that are higher than my level. So you have to be very careful in this space-time rift and figure out for yourself if it's worth going in there or not, because when you do die in this, you stay there, so it's not like you lose it, and it stays around for quite some time. So it's one of those you need to be slightly strategic in terms of what potions have you brought with you. Are you going in there with a group? Have you decided whether or not you want to continue a quest? I mean, are you bored? There's a lot of different factors in that you get to. But I can say that these mutant spiders that keep climbing out of nowhere and attacking you randomly really can ruin your day, because I don't know where they come from, and I don't know why they have been attacking me where everything else I could walk by. So it could potentially be another one of those little glitches that they're working on, but I don't know. It's going to be something that, like I said, they're going to have to fix up later on. But with all of that said, this has been Biggerman Brad, and you've been taking a look at Titan Siege. If you want any more information about this game, take a look at our profile page at MMOHuts.com. You can check out the game right now by just going to TitanSiege.com and playing, because they're free to play. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button as well. And gamers, get back to gaming. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that the Shire? Oh my god, I just found the Shire. I am Gandalf the Grey, riding on my magical unicorn, and I'm gonna go find Frodo. We're gonna have a magical, mystical adventure. We're gonna have ogres to slay and monsters to run away from, and hopefully we won't have to bring Samwise this time, because he's always in the way and crying about how he would rather have taters. Wait a second. This isn't the Shire. This just looks like the Shire. What is this? What is this little wooden hut with, what is that, grass laid over the top of it? Whatever. You're dead to me, non-Shire Shire.